Last week, we met up with Jeff Knowles in Boca Grande, Florida, and had a look at his 1972 classic 20-foot Sea Craft. While we were there, we also joined Jeff's brother Bart, who helped him complete his project, and got a chance to spend part of the day aboard Bart's 19-foot-6 Aquasport, also built in 1972.
So I had the same boat in essence about 25 years earlier. Always liked the boat. It was very versatile, very capable little boat. So I had some good experiences with that and ended up seeing one on Craigslist. It was a little bit rougher than what I thought, and so pretty immediately I had pretty much made a decision that I wasn't going to buy the boat. And then I got looking around and reflecting back to that particular boat and how well it ran.
After having a chance to reconsider and think about all the memories he had in his youth using a boat just like this one, he changed his mind essentially, and he was hoping this project was going to be a simple one.
Stripping the boat down, and one thing leads to another, and you realize how bad the wiring was, throughout the boat. So then I pulled all the wiring out. Well, then I realized that there was a, the cap had a lot of old holes in it from screws, and so I took the cap off of it. Thought, well, we'll eventually patch that up, and it just evolved.
As is often the case when you take on a restoration like this, one job leads to another and another and another, and pretty soon you're doing a bunch of work that you never planned on in the beginning. Bart became overwhelmed a little bit and decided he would consult his brother and ask him his opinion. What would he do?
Of course, then he's selling me on it. He's saying, Bart, oh yeah, you can do this. We'll tear this thing apart. We'll do this, we'll do that to it. We collectively said, okay, one weekend, let's get together and maybe we'll just cut the wood out of the transom. And we'll just replace the wood inside it. We're not gonna cut into the skin or any of that. And again, it just continued to evolve. We cut the wood out, the fiberglass didn't look good. I'm not an expert at fiberglass by any stretch, but you could tell that it was not solid. It needed to come out, so we cut that out. As we cut into the floor, it was amazing. The wood in the floor looked like it was brand new. And keep in mind, this is a 1972 boat, shock. So we tied in some new existing stringers that we built into the section that we had to cut out of the floor to build the transom up. We built the transom up with the Cusa board, and we were able to button up the floor, close it in. Very surprised at how well it turned out. So we pulled the console out and began to fill in a lot of holes in there and all that, and then we flipped it upside down, and then I laid more glass in it. We built it up thicker so I get about an extra 6 inches of height out of it. Much more comfortable for me to drive. So I really had done the bulk of the work to the boat. It was, in all intents and purposes, the glass work was finished. And at that point, I bought a new tank, dropped a new tank in, everything I put new in because I've experienced problems in the past with fuel with the ethanol issue. We ended up painting it with a gel coat. It turned out to be a lot of work. I knew there was a lot of sanding involved in gel coat work. I didn't realize how much. We knew we wanted to put a bracket on it, and that was another feature that we really liked. It's nice when you're out and you're swimming and you're snorkeling, you can throw your gear up. It just makes it very convenient. It's actually very convenient to stand on the back and fish off of too. Ended up going, found this motor used again on Craigslist, found a used motor, got a good deal on it. Put it on the boat, took it out, motor ran great, no issues.
Now when it came down to style and the design on the boat, Bart might have been a little bit influenced by the look of his brother's project.
I completely copied my brother on the color scheme. I mean, I saw his color, I go, you know what, that's exactly what I want. That's the general color, and so yeah, I tried to find the closest gel coat that would match the all grip. I ended up going with the tan T-top canvas and the tan cushions and bolsters. And I would have, without seeing his boat, I would have gone white. I never thought twice about that. My daughter loves the crow's nest feature, and she said, Dad, when we do a boat, can we have a crow's nest in there? And I said, absolutely. So that was really predominantly the reason that I put the crow's nest on it, was really for her and the kids. And it makes for a nice ride, and you can get up and cruise. And then, granted, it's nice. You can spot fish so much better, birds. I was very pleased with how it turned out. It's not a boat that's built to perfection. It's a boat that's built to use, and I'm not going to worry about scratching it and dinging it up. We're going to use it. We fish primarily out of the Cedar Key, Waukesasa, Homosassa area. This fit the need for us. It's very versatile. The boat will run incredibly skinny. For a 20-foot boat, it does fairly decent in the chop. It's not something, if it's bumpy, I'm going to take off and and venture 25 miles off. But if the weather's right and the forecasts are good, I have no problem taking that thing offshore. And it gives us the opportunity to let my son and my daughter both run it. They both have their boater safety licenses, and we do that so that they can get out and run the boats. And I want them to be comfortable in it. I want it to be something that's part of their lives like it has been with mine.
Now, Bart's taken on a number of projects before, and when he completed this one, it looks like this Aquasport is going to suit his current needs for he and his family on the water.
After an initial investment of $7,000 and spending $11,000 on repairs and custom modifications, the cost of Bart's Dreamboat comes to a total of $18,000.